The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedgrowing.com. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. This is the Sportsocracy, and after 2 weeks of the NFL season, the defending AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs are a solid 1-1. Solid 1-1 after winning the opening game against the Cleveland Browns, 33-29. Then they had another shootout this past week with the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football, losing 36-35. So far, there's nothing to hit the panic button about. This is a team that can continue to move the ball down the field pretty much at will.
I don't know if I would say it's hit the panic button, but they have a problem on both sides of the ball. They have been demolished by teams running it. Mm-hmm. And they gave up 5.9 yards a carry in one game and 6.1 in the other. That's not a good sign. The other problem, they can't run the ball to save their lives. Mm-hmm. I tried to tell you on Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but nobody wanted to listen to me. Never been a 5'7", 210-pound running back that ran less than a 4.5 40, rush for 1,000 yards. And there's not really a risk of it happening with him either. I just think it's a problem. I think he's good enough in the passing game, but they just can't convert easy third downs. Like 3rd and 1, you just look at Edwards-Helaire and go, I don't like the chances of you converting this. So you can't. They weren't on the field enough against Baltimore. Baltimore had about, 36 minutes to 24 for Kansas City. Mm-hmm. That's problematic. And I understand they play fast, and I'm not trying to sound the alarms by any stretch, but I think that could be a problem moving forward.
I think the alarm bells that were there with the same team that, again, went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago and won it, went to the Super Bowl last year and lost it, the alarm bells are still the same. You still have holes on your defense. You're still going to give up a bunch of points every week. When you play really bad teams, you're going to skunk them. When you play really good teams, it's going to be close down to the end. And it just so happens that they have the magic man on their team.
Yeah.
When you have Patrick Mahomes, you're going to be in every game.
Oh, absolutely.
And when you have Travis Kelce, who it just doesn't matter because nobody can defend him, you're in a position to win every game. Andy Reid's on your side. This is still a team to absolutely love. It's just when they get into these tough games, it's going to be closer than you want it to be. And I think they're still in that scenario. Like the last couple of years, we've seen them come out and lay eggs every now and then. And they will lose some games that they're not supposed to on paper. Looking at that Titans game in particular coming up in a few weeks.
I don't see many games on the schedule they're going to lose. They play the Chargers this week in Kansas City. I think that'll be a get right. Because I look at Kansas City very similar. I look at Kansas City and the Chargers very similarly, and with one I get Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid, and the other one I have a rookie head coach in Justin Herbert. So advantage Chiefs. I do think the Raiders are closer to the Chiefs than anybody really wants to admit, but I still have Kansas City as clearly the best team in this division, and either the 1 or 2 in the AFC. It's a long season. I just hope at some point they find a way to run the ball. And again, I don't buy Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Mm-hmm. I think, and his percentage of snaps went down this week. Darrell Williams has played 14 snaps in both games. The only difference is that they had somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 snaps in week 1. They had 51 this week. I think that's going to keep happening, and I could see it happening with Jerick McKinnon. And you got a lot of new pieces on defense. You got a lot of young guys that are, new to the league. Nick Bolton, the rookie out of Missouri. It's just going to take time. But I still look at the schedule. You got the Eagles in 2 weeks. To me, that's an easy win. You got two to me games that you should win ahead of a date with Buffalo on Sunday Night Football in Kansas City.
Yeah. The absolute worst they could possibly do is 7 losses, and that's if everything goes horribly.
I don't see 7 games they could lose.
Because they've got.
Let's say they lose to the Bills. Yep. They lose at the Titans. They split with the Raiders, and somebody else catches them. You're still at 5. And even then, I'm doing it through gritted teeth. They have to play really poorly.
That's what I'm saying. Worst case scenario. They got the Titans, the Cowboys, the Packers, and the Steelers. Those are games that I think could go either way. Like if your defense doesn't show up against the Cowboys, you could very well lose that game.
See, but the thing is, all right, so you look at the Packers, the Cowboys, the Steelers, like you said, all those games are at home. I don't like the chances of many teams coming in here and beating them.
No.
To be honest with you, had the game last night been in Kansas City, I absolutely think they'd have won it.
Yep. I agree.
It wasn't. They didn't. Baltimore, to me, is probably the third or fourth best team in the AFC. And Lamar Jackson was just dynamic. And that's going to be something you're going to struggle with until Bolton and those, the linebacking core can figure out where to be and when. And that's just going to take some time.
The rebuilt offensive line, how have you felt about them for the first couple of games?
It's certainly improved. I can't tell you exactly how much, but it's certainly improved.
And as the season
I don't
goes
feel like
on,
Mahomes has been hit much. He hasn't been sacked hardly. There were no sacks against Baltimore, and I don't feel like he was hit that many times against. He was hit a lot, but I don't think he was sacked that many times against Cleveland.
Yeah.
Twice. No. Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's certainly improved. It doesn't seem to be helping in the run game, which is weird to me. Because Tooney, that's one of the things he does so well is run block. So, again, it's going to happen in time. RELAX. It's just one loss. I think you're about to pile up a lot of wins in a row. I still can't get away from AFC Championship game. Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, let the best team win.
Yep. After 2 weeks, Kansas City Chiefs 1-1. Unfortunately, with the hot start for the Raiders and the Broncos, currently sit third in their division. That's not going to last very long.
Still very early.
I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you get all of our team-by-team content as it comes out here in the Sportsocracy. We will see you next time.